Hello, you're watching Seven's Afternoon News live from Perth. Coming up, grim discovery, a tragic ending to the search for a missing grandfather. An urgent health warning, a measles alert that extends from Perth to Albany. A man charged over an attack on our cameraman. The expensive air and sea search for a missing deckhand later found still on the boat. And are we about to witness lotto history with $100 million on offer tonight? Search teams have made a grim discovery in the search for a missing grandfather. John Irvine left his home in Northam on Sunday and never returned. Rory Campbell has the details.
Good afternoon. Well, about a kilometre down this track just here is where search teams discovered what they believe to be the body of Northam grandfather John Irvine. Mr Irvine hadn't been seen since Sunday, when he was spotted multiple times in Northam and again 100 kilometres away in Quairading asking for directions. Yesterday, a member of the public spotted his blue Toyota Corolla here on Yarra Road in the Mundaring State Forest. Search teams followed a trail from the vehicle, found items from the car and a shirt belonging to Mr Irvine. That led to mounted police discovering what they believe is his body around 11:30 this morning. Mr Irvine's family has a message for all those who helped in the search.
So I just want to say thank you to everybody who came out and was searching all night last night for my dad, to all the SES crews, the police, the fireys, the ambos, everybody out there looking for him up in the air and everything like that. But sadly we've been able to find him and he's been passed away. So I just wanted to get it out there and say thank you to everybody who helped.
Police don't believe there are any suspicious circumstances. The possibility Mr Irvine, who lived with dementia, became lost is one of the main avenues of their investigation.
And the body of a mother missing in the searing Pilbara heat has been found. Police say Felicity Shadbolt's body was found in the search zone by a member of the public around 7 last night. She vanished on Sunday after going for a routine run at Mount Nameless, just outside Tom Price. A team of detectives and forensic officers have been flown in, but at this stage they don't believe her death is suspicious. A teenage girl has been charged over a crash on Christmas Day which left a man with severe brain damage. 41-year-old Paul Segaris was found lying face down and unconscious on Mandurah Road on the morning of December 25th. Police will allege an 18-year-old girl from Koodanup hit him with a car, then left the scene without calling police. Mr Segaris' family told 7 News that after 2 weeks in a coma, he's now awake but has a long way to go until he's back enjoying life. Now to details on an urgent measles warning that extends from Perth to the Great Southern. It comes after a 22-year-old woman was infected, despite being vaccinated. Health officials are concerned because while highly contagious, she went to a number of public venues in Perth and Albany at the weekend. In 7 News at 6, find out where she visited and the best way to protect yourself. Animal rights activists have been forced to respond to accusations they paid whistleblowers for cruelty videos that were used to clamp down on the live export trade out of Perth. Leaked emails show workers on board sheep ships bound for the Middle East offered to make the animals distressed in return for lucrative payments. Rob Scott reports.
The images of thousands of dead and dying sheep crammed into filthy pens on board voyages to the Middle East last year caused national outrage and sparked a major inquiry which ultimately led to Australia's largest exporter, Emmanuel, having its licence cancelled. But serious doubts have now been raised about those leaked videos filmed on the Awasi Express. A series of emails shows after that footage was broadcast, Animals Australia offered to pay ship workers in return for footage showing sheep suffering. Whistleblowers also allegedly offered to switch off ventilation and exhaust fans to cause the animals more distress and make the footage more compelling so they could get the lucrative payments. Animals Australia strongly discouraged that, but there are now allegations ship workers have been motivated to be cruel to animals so they can sell the pictures to activists. In response to the Awasi Express footage, Animals Australia says the overwhelming evidence of suffering across 5 voyages confirmed in end-of-voyage vet reports was accepted by the industry associations and government regulators. The company at the centre of the ill-fated voyages says the sheep deaths and conditions on the ship were not acceptable and it's committed to change.
The conditions I've seen have always been acceptable and I have to report to the federal government each day. We now have independent observers on vessels as well.
Emmanuel's is attempting to get its export licence back and today organised a tour of a livestock ship here in Fremantle to show politicians how the industry is improving.
There is absolutely nothing in this report that casts any doubt on the fact that we have got a major problem with this industry.
In 7 News at 6, the angry response from WA sheep farmers to these new revelations and their message to the Prime Minister.
Islamic State has claimed responsibility for a deadly explosion in Syria which killed 4 Americans. Despite the deaths, US leaders insist the extreme group has been defeated.
In a crowded Syrian street, a deadly blast. The suicide bomber lying in wait with an explosive vest. Murdering 4 Americans, 2 soldiers, a contractor and a Defence Department employee.
Today is a stark reminder of the dangerous missions our men and women in uniform perform on our behalf each and every day.
The attack happened in Manbij, northwest of Raqqa. This restaurant, often visited by US troops, on routine patrol today when they came under attack. Within minutes, rescue helicopters moved in to evacuate the injured, and Islamic State claimed responsibility weeks after President Trump ordered the removal of US troops.
And we have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land.
Even after today's attack, the Vice President too declared,
"The caliphate has crumbled and ISIS has been defeated."
Republicans calling on President Trump to rethink his strategy.
My concern by the statements made by President Trump is that you had set in motion enthusiasm by the enemy we're fighting.
That enemy sending a deadly statement of its own. In the United States, Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
Police are investigating whether a social media stunt was behind last night's dramatic gun arrest at Sydney's Chatwood Westfield shopping centre. 5 teenagers, all dressed in black, were grabbed after they were caught with what appeared to be automatic pistols. Those pistols turned out to be replicas.
Police are making no apologies for their swift and armed response to reports of a group of teenagers waving guns inside this Westfield last night. The dramatic police operation that unfolded was recorded by some witnesses on their mobile phones. 5 males were arrested at gunpoint in front of dozens of people, including young children. 5 toy firearms were found on the teenagers. They were handcuffed and taken to Chatswood Police Station for questioning. Workers were ordered to close their shop doors as police were taking no chances.
We like to treat these incidents at their highest, and of course there's the potential that it could be an extremely serious situation.
Witnesses feared the worst, thinking it was a terrorist attack.
I'll be honest, a lot of people thought there was some sort of terrorist attack or something going on because, I mean, you're playing with guns, it's a serious matter.
I actually messaged the kids and told them, and yeah, it was pretty scary.
An 18-year-old man from Carlton has since been charged with offensive behaviour in a public place, and 4 juveniles were dealt with under the Young Offenders Act. Police are warning others of the dangers of staging a prank like this.
It was foolhardy in the extreme, and it caused a lot of unnecessary distress to shopkeepers and shoppers alike.
Police are investigating if the teenagers were involved in filming a video for their social media profiles, an apparent stunt that's landed them in serious trouble.
British Prime Minister Theresa May has survived a no-confidence vote in her government less than a day after her Brexit plan suffered an historic defeat. She says it's now time to put self-interest aside and find a way forward.
Just 3 hours after Theresa May's government survived a no-confidence motion in Parliament, she addressed the nation, seeking to reassure the people of Britain that the process will get back on track. Theresa May's Brexit deal, of course, suffered a massive defeat on the floor of the House yesterday. The question is where to from here. She has already begun meeting with leaders of the other parties inside Parliament over the next 5 days. She will now hold a series of meetings with, she says, as many MPs as possible to try to figure out a way forward. She has said, however, she does intend to deliver Brexit, which seems to take the option of a second referendum off the table. And she has urged all of the parties of Parliament to unite and try to figure out a way forward.
MPs have made clear what they don't want. We must all work constructively together to set out what Parliament does want. MPs know they have a duty to act in the national interest, reach a consensus and get this done.
Time is against Theresa May here. Brexit is supposed to happen on March the 29th. She has said she will come back to Parliament on Monday with a plan B. That means Theresa May has 5 days to negotiate her way through the mess of Brexit.
He was missing, presumed dead, for 13 hours. Rescuers searched the sea looking for a deckhand presumed to have fallen overboard off Queensland's Sunshine Coast. But as Erin Edwards explains, the man was found hiding in the hull of the boat.
They were giving up hope. The chance of anyone surviving 13 hours at sea without a life jacket, without EPIRB, without food, water, a wetsuit in shark-infested waters was considered low. Then the skipper made a startling discovery. He found the deckhand he'd reported missing hiding in a hull he'd already searched.
I opened it up and I still couldn't see him down there. I could just see a bit of a flannelette shirt. Which I still didn't think was him, but I seen it move. Yeah, and then that's when he just had himself covered up with all ropes, and then when I asked, "What the f*** are you doing?" he goes, "I don't know. I don't know what I'm hiding from."
The deckhand had spent 13 hours in the hull, hidden by racks of crabbing traps. His skipper had spent 13 hours searching, worried, wondering how he would explain to his friends' family that he was missing, presumed dead. He made a pan call. Within hours, there were 7 helicopters, 2 fixed-wing aircraft and boats searching off Double Island Point.
It is not the role of RACQ Lifeline rescue crews to judge or to question the validity of any request for help.
It's unlikely anyone other than taxpayers will be billed for the rescue. Authorities say the skipper did everything right. The deckhand didn't, but he's now in the care of doctors.
Someone in Australia might find themselves $100 million richer tonight with Powerball jackpotting to its equal highest in history. Graham Butler is in Belmont. Graham, has there been the usual last-minute rush?
Oh, Sue, there certainly has. In fact, I've never seen anything like it. Take a look at this queue. We're at Here's Luck in Belmont, and I can't actually see the end of the queue here. I believe the people at the front have been waiting about 45 minutes to get their ticket. The reason they believe this is one of the luckiest kiosks in WA, it hasn't had a First Division win for a couple of years, but back in 2016, it sold 4 Division 1 winners, and these people are hoping that lightning is going to strike again, and that $100 million is going to go off. Now, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, you might be interested to know that 32 is the most frequently drawn Powerball number this year. 13 times that's come up. As far as the Powerball itself goes, 3, 13 and 19 have come up the most, 4 times each. So certainly an incredible line here, a rush of tickets. About 20 a second, I believe, are being sold around the state at the moment. $100 million wouldn't be too bad, would it? Okay, I'll be back in 7 News at 6 o'clock and tonight to let you know whether we have a WA winner or perhaps it's jackpotted again. Sue.
An exciting evening ahead. Thanks, Graham. The chilling details moments before a student was murdered on the streets of Melbourne. That's ahead. Plus, police charge another man over this incident outside a Perth court. And the incredible rotating ice disc that's got people scratching their heads.
The $100 million Powerball.
The single biggest lotto win in Australian history.
And 7 News is the only place you can see the record-breaking draw.
The last-minute buying frenzy.
An Australian record.
With a whopping $100 million.
A life-changing lotto prize up for grabs. Tonight, only on 7 News. The claws are out.
I think it's a real kick in the guts.
The big Cray debate and what it means for you.
We want to see more lobster being available in the local market.
There's outrage.
Plus, solar system billbuster.
Tenants are going to save $400 or $500 a year.
And it's a win for owners too.
No-brainer. It's absolutely a no-brainer.
On Today Tonight.
Australia's biggest school shoe sale is now on. We have over 84 options from $49.95. With Fit Geniuses in every store, you'll get a 30-day fit guarantee and a free gift with every purchase. Hurry into Williams, #1 for school shoes.
Why do we close our eyes before life's big moments? Don't miss a thrill. Open your eyes to the Toyota CHR. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Feeling the heat? Grab a pineapple or pineberry frozen Fanta mix at Macca's. With 36 flavours, it's the largest range in Australia. Grab one for only $1. A little goes a long way at Macca's.
What goes into Lipton iced tea? Sun-soaked tea leaves and sun-ripened peaches for a deliciously uplifting taste to brighten up your day. Lipton iced tea. Sunshine in every bottle.
The best times in life go mega fast. Mega fast cars. Harleys go mega fast. For drivers from 10 years old. And you can ride alongside. Events go mega fast. Box days, Hens days, or rev up your workplace. Weekends go mega fast. When you're having this much fun, your go-kart goes mega fast. Real motor races on real racetracks. North and south of Perth. The best times in life go mega fast. Right down to the last second. megafastcarts.com.
Hey Barry, it's the now or never clearance at Freedom. Enjoy up to 30% off selected furniture and up to 50% off selected homewares. Plus further reductions on clearance product. So don't stop now, Barry. Clearance ends soon.
At Officeworks, we know the best learning tools don't always feel like learning tools. Instead, kids might say they're just making something, or taking a field trip, having an idea, making a documentary, or getting this to go over there. With iPad, kids can have fun, get creative, and of course, learn. iPad, available now at Australia's lowest price at Officeworks, helping you make bigger things happen.
Save big. Bundle with Vodafone. Ready?
There's extra value on 2018 plate clearance stock at Mazda. 2018 plate Mazda BT50 Utes are built tough and loaded with features. Get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus Mazda's 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Get even more value on BT50 4x4 XT dual cab Utes from only $38,990 drive away, now with 2018 plate bonus. Don't miss out. Final plate clearance stock is all going at your nearest Mazda dealer today.
A second man has been charged with assault after an altercation outside Joondalup Court on Monday. The 56-year-old Victorian man had been there to support another man being sentenced over an animal cruelty case. A 29-year-old man had already been charged with assault for punching another journalist. They're both due in court next month. A 21-year-old student from Israel has been identified as the victim of a violent murder in Melbourne. And in a chilling twist, it's been revealed she was on the phone to her sister as she was attacked walking home from a tram stop.
Tributes are growing by the hour for Ayam Musa, where many of these have actually been left by strangers who have come down here to the scene after hearing about this horrendous crime. And that's exactly how it's being described by the homicide detective in charge of the investigation, and he spoke just a short time ago.
Somebody knows about this and we need help. This is an horrendous crime that has been inflicted on an innocent member of our community, and we need the community to help us here.
He's released pictures of a hat and T-shirt which were left behind at the scene by who he says is the offender, and they were found in a paddock between the Latrobe Uni and where her body was found. They also told us that she'd just got off the tram on her way home after being at a comedy club in North Melbourne, and that she was actually on her phone to her sister. She was FaceTiming her when she began being attacked. Police have also confirmed that Aya was attacked at random. The Israeli student had only been in Australia for 5 months, and she was here on a scholarship, recently having lived with her family in China. Now, we have spoken to some strangers who came down to the scene earlier, horrified by what has happened.
It's sad. I get emotional because I hate to see this sort of a young, innocent person, her life is gone.
This is just something that's just truly heartbreaking for the whole community.
Now, we understand that her father is on his way to Australia, and police have told us that they do need the public's help to catch Aya's killer. They want everybody to look at the cap and T-shirt that were found here at the scene and come forward with any information.
Spanish rescuers trying to find a missing toddler in a 100-metre deep well say they found DNA samples of the boy. The hair strands appear to confirm for the first time that the 2-year-old is indeed trapped inside. His parents say he slipped in on Sunday. About 100 rescuers at the site, including specialists whose technology helped the trapped Chilean miners get out alive. The Prime Minister is meeting with Fijian leaders in Suva, with tensions over the citizenship status of terrorist Neil Prakash expected to dominate discussions. But while Scott Morrison has been navigating the international spotlight, Bill Shorten has been driving home Labor's message in Queensland.
The rare Australian visit to Fiji has been somewhat overshadowed by the Prakash saga. The PM's expected to touch on that when he emerges from a meeting with the country's leaders shortly. This morning he arrived in Suva to a dreary day, hoping that wouldn't set the tone for the rest of the trip. But Mr Morrison was all smiles as he met with Prime Minister Bainimarama, receiving a traditional Fijian welcome. The relationship with Fiji's been strained since December, when Australia stripped the citizenship of Islamic State recruiter Neil Prakash, claiming he was a Fijian citizen. But Fiji's Prime Minister's denied that's the case.
Is he an Australian citizen or not? He can only have ceased to be an Australian citizen if he is a citizen of another country, and the country selected by Mr Morrison's government, Fiji, has said in unequivocal terms that Neil Prakash is not a citizen of Fiji.
Mr Morrison's hoping the visit will stem China's influence in the region, but he's come under friendly fire for following in its footsteps when it comes to saddling Pacific neighbours with more debt. Back home, Bill Shorten's taken advantage of the PM's absence, rolling his big red bus into Queensland to kick off his unofficial election campaign.
Our message to Queenslanders is that we want to see more jobs and less cuts. We're going to see here today part of our ongoing commitment to reversing cuts to Queensland hospitals from the federal government.
The opposition leader will visit 16 towns over the next 9 days, spruiking Labor's message.
There's speculation of some sort of alien intervention after the appearance of a giant ice disk off a river in the US state of Maine. The disk measures 91 metres across and is slowly turning like a carousel. However, scientists support cold water on the alien theory, saying it's a rare but natural phenomenon. A vintage fighter jet crash that killed 11 people during a British air show was caused by pilot error. That was the case made in court today, as the pilot who survived the 2015 crash was accused of serious negligence.
He has made a full recovery from the horrific crash that claimed 11 lives, but today pilot Andy Hill had to answer for those who did not survive. He will deny it, but the prosecution say there is overwhelming evidence that it was his mistakes and gross negligence that led to the vintage jet he was flying crashing onto a busy road alongside the Shoreham Air Show. 11 men died. Some had been watching the show, others travelling on the A27. Hill faces 11 counts of manslaughter. When he began this loop manoeuvre, Andy Hill was flying the Hawker Hunter too low and too slow. He should have realised and abandoned the display, but continued despite not having the height to pull the aircraft out of its dive.
Everyone stay in your places, please.
The jury was told Andy Hill was an experienced pilot, a former RAF instructor who more recently had flown Airbuses for British Airways. But Mr Kark said during this trial they'd be hearing of occasions in the past when he'd taken risks. In particular, one occasion at the Southport Air Show a year before the Shoreham disaster, when his low-flying manoeuvre had been dramatically halted by local organisers because they feared it was taking him dangerously close to the watching crowd. Andy Hill pleads not guilty to the manslaughter charges and is expected to claim that G-forces in the cockpit of the nose-diving plane affected his ability to control it.
Now with a look at what's coming up on Today Tonight, here's Tina Altieri.
Thanks, Sue. Right after 7 News, debate over WA's rock lobster industry heats up. What the controversial plans mean for you. Bill Buster, the solar panel scheme that's a win-win for renters and landlords. Does WA have a $100 million jackpot winner Find out first and live on Today Tonight. Also, why Australian players are being lured to gridiron teams in America and the teenagers who could one day hold your life in their hands. That's coming up right after the news.
And coming up, a truck driver who killed a Perth grandfather in a traffic accident avoids jail. Plus, details emerge of the victims of the terror attack on a Kenyan hotel. And the elderly driver saved from a speeding train with seconds to spare.
Tests, men's ODIs, women's ODIs, Big Bash, WBBL, Sheffield Shield. There's more cricket this summer than ever before. And it all comes together in The Edge, the new weekly cricket lift out inside the West Australian. News, stats, analysis and features. Get The Edge in the West Australian tomorrow.
The cash cow's so close to 20 million.
Oh my God!
With 70,000 up for grabs. Will it be you who'll make history on Sunrise tomorrow?
At Factory Pools Perth, each pool is made for your particular needs. Built with premium materials, these pools come with a lifetime structural guarantee, meaning your pool is built to the finest specifications. And because it's factory direct, you can save thousands on the installation of your new pool. With pools starting from a low $15,990, order now and we'll guarantee to have you swimming this summer. Factory Pools Perth, Joondalup, O'Connor and Mandurah, or visit factorypoolsperth.com.au.
Summer always seems to go so fast, so if you don't get out there and enjoy it, it could pass you by. Just like the Ford 2018 plate clearance. Right now, you'll get great deals across a huge range of the very latest models. You don't want to miss it.
Get this 2018 plate Escape Ambiente front-wheel drive auto for just $29,990 drive away.
Hurry, see your participating Ford dealer today before they're all gone.
Critics are loving The Hidden World.
It really does exist. Wow. He's not the only one.
Don't miss their final adventure.
It's you and me, bud. Always.
How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
Domino's is now extra great value, because now you can upgrade to an extra large and get 50% more pizza for just $3 more. Try it on our cheaper everyday $5 value range and make your money go further at Domino's.
They say life is about the journey, but I think it's about the people you get to share it with. Family is what's most important, and I don't want them worrying about how they'll pay for my funeral one day. That's why I called Australian Seniors Insurance Agency and took out seniors' funeral insurance. Australian Seniors are the over-50s insurance specialists, so I know they will be there when I need them most. They'll provide my family with a quick cash payment to cover my funeral costs. And I'll never be worse off because Australian Seniors will pay my full cover amount or all of the premiums I paid in, whichever is greater. I could pick a cover amount up to $15,000, and there were no forms or medical tests. Protecting my family from my funeral costs is important to me, so I trust Australian Seniors to be there when I need them most. Get a quote today. Call 139 129 or visit seniors.com.au.
Seniors.com.au.
The Early Settler Summer Sale is on now. 30, 40, 50% off and more. Up to 70% off this season's outdoor range with sofas and dining ready to go. Buy one table lamp, get one free. The Early Settler Summer Sale ends soon. Don't miss out.
It's jackpots like this you don't want to miss. Get your tickets in Thursday's $100 million Powerball jackpot.
A truck driver who killed a grandfather on a Banjup road has avoided jail over the crash. 23-year-old Amritpal Sidhu slammed his 8-ton truck into the back of a car that had pulled up at a roundabout, crushing it between his truck and another. 66-year-old grandfather Gabir Singh was in the back seat and died at the scene. Sidhu admits he wasn't paying attention and didn't see the car slow down. It happened in September 2017. He was handed a 14-month suspended sentence. A judge imploring him to live the best life he can. Tonight at 6, hear what Mr Singh's family think about the sentence. The death toll from this week's terror attack on a luxury hotel in the Kenyan capital now stands at 21, with 19 other people still missing. We're now learning more about the victims and hearing from the survivors about how the tragedy unfolded.
It's taken the best part of a day and much spilled blood for the Kenyans to reconquer this corner of their capital. Twice they called the all clear, only to be contradicted by the muffled sounds of battle. For some, the costs are unbearable. This is the mortuary where they come to claim the dead. This woman lost her husband and her 2 young children, their father.
One of the terrorists shot him at the back of the head.
Mohammed's cousin died, so too a work colleague, as he ran from the terrorists' advance.
We had the gunshots that were very close. They were coming closer and closer.
And the explosions?
The explosion, definitely. It was very loud, and we could hear it very intensely.
The silent images of the gunmen caught yesterday on security cameras somehow amplify the horror.
No!
At least one British citizen is among the dead. Tonight, Luke Potter of the charity Gatsby was named as a victim. Luke had devoted the past 10 years of his career to helping some of the poorest and most vulnerable people in the world, they said. But there are heroes too. This is said to be a soldier from Britain's elite SAS unit, helping Kenyan special forces in the rescue mission. Beyond the security cordon, there is a crime scene and all the evidence that Kenyans need to know that Al-Shabaab is back in brutal business, striking at one of Nairobi's wealthiest and best defended suburbs.
We are secure and we are ready to defend our country. We will not bend, we will not retreat, and we are not going to be intimidated by thugs whose interests are to try and hurt our way of life.
But today they're burying the dead, and the fearful shadow of terror has returned.
An elderly woman has been rescued from her car seconds before it was hit by a speeding train in the US. The 96-year-old became stuck on the tracks at a railroad crossing in Illinois. 2 other drivers and a police officer managed to get her out just in time. Firefighters have reacted angrily after one of them had his car stolen when he was fighting a bushfire in the southwest. Shauna Willis joins us from the GWN7 News Desk with the details.
Police have recovered the stolen car, which was abandoned on South Western Highway in Waterloo today. It was stolen from Wellesley as firefighters battled this dangerous blaze. It's believed the car was stolen at knife point. The Shire of Williams has paid tribute to the Shire President, who was killed in a boating accident yesterday morning in Peaceful Bay. 70-year-old John Coucher was fishing with his family when a wave capsized their boat. And it's turtle nesting and hatching season up north, with wildlife carers ready to help out if required. And now with a look at today's money markets, here's West Business Finance reporter Mei-Lin Chu.
Thanks, Sue. The local share market capped off a 3-day winning streak after the ASX 200 closed 15 points higher. That's thanks to a few big names in mining and energy sharing strong quarterly numbers, which outweighed renewed trade tension between the US and China. Woodside finished in the black after a 43% revenue boost with help from its Wheatstone LNG project. Australia's biggest independent coal producer, Whitehaven, jumped nearly 4%. BHP spin-off South32 was another winner after nearly doubling its coal output in the December quarter. Investors were happy with online retailer Kogan, which soared 22% after a record Christmas trading period offset poor iPhone sales. Tougher lending standards saw the number of home loan approvals fall in November, but it was concerns over a slowing global economy that saw the Australian dollar take a hit. It's buying 71.60 US cents from 72 US cents on Wednesday. One Aussie dollar is buying 10,157 Indonesian rupiah, and that's the day in finance.
And still to come in 7's afternoon news, royal faux pas. What happened when the Duchess of Sussex was called fat? And the crackdown on viral pranks. YouTube slaps a ban on dangerous stupidity.
The $100 million Powerball.
The single biggest lotto win in Australian history.
And 7 News is the only place you can see the record-breaking draw.
The last-minute buying frenzy.
An Australian record.
With a whopping $100 million.
A life-changing lotto prize up for grabs. Tonight, only on 7 News.
Bob Chappell went missing from his yacht on Australia Day last year.
Mr. Chappell's partner was charged with his murder.
I absolutely had nothing to do with Bob's disappearance.
It's a case where there's no body, no witnesses, there's no real murder weapon.
This just doesn't add up.
We're playing in an underworld environment.
To think there are murderers out there.
2 or more persons would have been needed to lift the body.
Lots of people who don't want the truth to come out. The car is following us.
Hello? There's something's going on.
She was there and she saw it happen.
Undercurrent is coming to 7.
Let's get ready to boogie!
If this simpleness can save me money on my car insurance, that's music to my ears. Speaking of music.
Discover simpleness and compare the market. Simples!
Aussie summers are Barbies by the pool and backyard cricket with your mates.
Buy your Buccaneer pool now and get a free heat pump and robotic cleanup worth over $5,000.
Wouldn't you rather be in a Buccaneer pool?
Lighting International is in the final days of closing down. All stock must go. Massive discounts on all stock in all stores. Hurry! Lighting International closing down sale is in its final days.
Domino's is the official pizza of summer. And now with our new garlic bread crust, it's even tastier. Oozing with garlic and herb butter. It's delicious to the last bite. Add it for just $2.95 extra at Domino's.
Get outside and get the kids excited. Wanneroo Botanic Gardens Mini Golf. 36 holes of beautiful gardens and fun for the whole family. Open for night golf Thursday to Sunday. wanneroobotanicgardens.com.au.
Get 2 designer styles from the $199 range and pay no or low out-of-pocket expense when you're with a major health fund. Only at Specsavers.
You really need to make the most of summer, because if you don't get out there and enjoy it, it could pass you by. Just like the Ford 2018 plate clearance. Right now, you'll get great deals across a huge range of the very latest models. You don't want to miss it.
Get this 2018 plate Ranger XLT manual for just $52,990 drive away.
Hurry! See your participating Ford dealer today, before they're all gone.
Fire. It loves WA's hot summers, dry winds and bushlands. One fire can send burning embers flying for kilometres, sparking new fires. You might think a fire truck will save you, but there will never be as many trucks as there are houses. You can't outrun it or outlast it, so take 5 minutes to outsmart it. Talk to your family about a bushfire plan. Visit firechat.wa.gov.au. Authorised by the State Government, Perth.
YouTube pranksters may soon be a thing of the past, with the posting of dangerous stunts now banned from the site. The crackdown comes just a week after a teenage girl crashed her car while driving blindfolded.
They're the cringeworthy challenges deemed dangerous, potentially deadly, or just downright stupid. Tonight, YouTube says it's banning or restricting all viral pranks and challenges like biting into Tide Pods that could result in physical harm. It comes after the explosion of videos like the Bird Box Challenge, where participants blindfold themselves and perform everyday tasks. But in Utah, a teenager was nearly killed while driving during the Bird Box Challenge.
This is one thing we never thought we'd have to say: don't drive blindfolded.
YouTube says when a questionable video is flagged, their editors can immediately pull the clip. But the company promises this isn't the end of viral videos.
So tonight, no need to worry. The I Ate All Your Halloween Candy Challenge is here to stay.
A well-meaning pensioner has broken an unspoken pregnancy rule while meeting the Duchess of Sussex. The animal shelter volunteer referred to Meghan as a fat lady, but thankfully the Duchess took it all in her stride.
You're a fat lady. I'll take it.
The mum-to-be then had a date night with husband Harry at Cirque du Soleil in London. Their baby is due in April. As large parts of the country swelter through a week of extreme heat, a group in South Australia found a unique way to cool off. They turned a car into a mobile swimming pool. 7 News caught up with the carpoolers.
It was here in this humble bottle where the term carpool took on a whole new meaning. As temperatures in South Australia soared, these guys found a very inventive way to beat the blistering heat.
When the aircon stopped working and it was a bit warm, we just said, why don't we just make it into a pool and cut the roof off? And I said, why don't we just not do that and fill it to the roof and drive around whilst we're underwater and we can still breathe in there, as long as you can see out.
So that's exactly what they did. First stop, the pub, of course.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a boat on wheels. And then when I had a closer look, it was an old laser, and they must have had it wrapped up inside like a swimming pool.
After a quick underwater beer, it was time to hit the road. This was no one-off stunt. The pool car is the brainchild of Jackson O'Doherty and his clan of serial professional pranksters who flew into Adelaide from around the country to film the video. It took months of planning and hours of work from a number of mechanics. This was its first and last voyage. The video has already gone viral online, attracting hundreds of thousands of hits, while also delivering the group a healthy paycheck.
It's definitely in the six figures kind of thing, but I mean, that's over the last couple of years.
As for whether this stunt is legal, well, police say there are no specific laws in regards to filling your car with water.
Now with a look at what's coming up on Today Tonight, here's Tina.
Sue, the government wants crayfish to be cheaper for everyday families, but opponents claim it's a cash grab that could threaten the industry. We explain how it would work. Does WA have a $100 million jackpot winner? Find out first on Today Tonight. Also, warnings of another hit to the household budget, why the price of bread is on the move. And Bill Buster, the solar panel scheme that's a win-win for renters and landlords. That's at 6:30.
Another Aussie cricket star heading for surgery. That's in sport after the break.
Get the latest from 7 News, late night.
This young woman's life was cut tragically short.
It's live.
The suicide bomber inside the lobby.
It's immediate.
Firefighters are being pushed to the limit.
What's happening right now?
It's a big headache for Theresa May.
Breaking down the breaking news.
I'm Michael Usher. Join me for the latest.
Tonight.
From the red centre.
This is amazing.
To the shimmering seaside.
Absolutely jaw-dropping.
From the tropical rainforest.
Nature's wonderland.
To the Sunshine Coast. Pack your bags. You're off on a great adventure. I feel good about it. They'll stay at each other's.
We're inside a cave.
Judge each other's.
Dust pit is the word. It's made me realise I have to get out of my house more.
Where would you stay as they open their doors to their instant hotel? Soon on 7.
This health insurance bill's huge. We should compare it with iSelect.
Enter the Billusionist! I will now compare your bill and needs with hundreds of policies. Hold out your hand. Is that your bill?
No, it's a rabbit.
Look inside its ear.
That bill's smaller than ours. That's unbelievable.
Compare, select and save on health insurance with iSelect.
Now do energy and broadband.
Live more comfortably and maintain your independence with a lift and recline chair from Blue Sky Healthcare. Our chairs are custom made in WA and come with a 5-year warranty. And right now, it's 20% off all models and options. Call Blue Sky Healthcare today, your mobility solutions specialists.
Why did you choose Kmart Tyre and Auto Service for your new tyres?
The main reason? Their free tyre care plan.
I like how it gives me free tyre rotation and balance.
If I'm not happy with my tyres, I can swap them in the first 30 days.
Find out about our tyre care plan today. The clock is ticking. The Holden 4-day sale on new and demo vehicles is on now. Get free scheduled servicing until 2022, a huge sale bonus and a 5-year warranty on top of already great drive-away prices. See your Holden dealer now. Ends Saturday.
As the world moves to cleaner, more sustainable transport, we're going to need more copper. Because even an electric car needs 4 times as much copper as a standard car. So some might be surprised to know it's actually copper mines like Olympic Dam in South Australia that are helping build a cleaner world. Think big.
The Early Settler Summer Sale is on now. 30, 40, 50% off and more. Up to 70% off this season's outdoor range with sofas and dining ready to go. Buy one table lamp, get one free. The Early Settler Summer Sale ends soon. Don't miss out.
Let's get ready to boogie! If this simpleness can save me money on my car insurance, that's music to my ears. Speaking of music.
Discover simpleness and compare the market. Simples.
He's travelling the States.
Oh my God.
Making new mates. Don't miss Manu's American Road Trip, tonight on 7.
You're watching 7's Afternoon News and Ryan joins us now. Ryan, Dave Warner's had another setback.
He has, Sue. First it was Steve Smith and now Warner is preparing to head home from the Bangladesh Premier League for elbow surgery. The injury has been troubling Warner for a while and he's keen to get the operation done before his ball tampering ban ends in late March. In his latest game, Warner switched from left to right-handed with devastating effect.
He goes straight. Classic. Have a look at this. This is David Warner, and he's batting right hand.
In Melbourne, the Aussie one-day team is preparing for tomorrow's decider against India. Captain Aaron Finch is still searching for answers to his form slump.
Maybe I've been too tentative in the last couple of games, letting a bit of pressure build up, and it's always a fine balance between attack and hanging in there.
WA's Jason Behrendorff won't play. He's out with a back injury. The Sydney Sixers have slipped out of the top four in the Big Bash after a 42-run loss to the Renegades at the SCG last night. English star Tom Curran saved the home side from total humiliation, scoring nearly half of their 115-run total. Things didn't improve in the field for the men in magenta as the Renegades coasted to victory with 7 full overs to spare. And as part of 7's Summer of Cricket, we're reliving some of the great moments in the game. Matthew Hayden's triple century at the WACA ground was one of them.
Cricket minnows Zimbabwe will never forget the spring of 2003. It's when Matthew Hayden's name went to the top of the list of the highest scorers in Test cricket.
And there it is, his 15th Test 100, his first in Perth.
The big burly Queenslander opened the innings for Australia and was still at the crease at tea on the second day.
And that brings up his double 100.
He'd gone past some of the legends of the game, Don Bradman, Len Hutton, Gary Sobers and Brian Lara.
And that's it, that's a great shot. Up go the arms of Matthew Hayden. That is the world record.
Hayden was finally out just after tea for 380. The officials had run out of room on the score sheet. 38 fours, 11 sixes and a 5 for the highest score in Test cricket, a record held by Lara for nearly 10 years. Lara called Hayden that day to congratulate him. 6 months later, the West Indian maestro had wrestled the title back with an innings of 400 against England.
This great moment in cricket brought to you by Bedshed. No one's better in the bedroom.
Star Carlton recruit Mitch McGovern is back running and hopes to return to full training within a week. The former Crow fractured his back in this marking contest at training 4 weeks ago. McGovern believes after missing so many running sessions, he needs to work on his fitness base, but says his back has recovered well.
I'm a bit behind the boys now, so to catch up as quick as I can, and at the same time just try to get the chemistry with the forward line. I shouldn't say that, Charlie and Harry will hate me.
Meanwhile, at Tigerland, it was a rough day on the track for Dylan Grimes, who copped a broken nose in a training drill. Alex de Minaur survived a tense 5-setter to set up a third-round clash with Rafael Nadal at the Australian Open. 2014 champion Stan Wawrinka bowed out late this afternoon, joining Aussies John Millman and Matt Ebden on the sidelines. Leighton Hewitt's presence at de Minaur's match against Henry Laxonen infuriated Nick Kyrgios.
Nick Kyrgios shared a laugh with Thanasi Kokkinakis today, a stark contrast to last night when he took aim at Leighton Hewitt. In an Instagram post he later deleted, Kyrgios slammed Hewitt for watching Alex de Minaur, while fellow Aussies John Millman and Matt Ebden toiled away from centre court. Kyrgios half-heartedly denied a rift with the Davis Cup captain after bowing out.
Is there a rift between you and Leighton Hewitt?
Not really.
In Hewitt's defence, the Demon put on one hell of a show.
He hammers it home.
Henry Laaksonen stormed back from 2 sets down to draw level, but De Minaur came again to win a 5-set struggle lasting close to 4 hours.
And the Demon does it.
That's something you want to be known for. You want the players in the locker room to know you as that kid that, you know, fights till the end.
He'll need every ounce of that fighting spirit against Rafael Nadal, who's got huge respect for the Aussie young gun.
He's one of the best players of the world, so that's the real thing. It's going to be fun for me to get out on court and be able to test where I am.
John Millman clawed his way back from 2 sets down against Roberto Bautista Agut. But the US Open quarter-finalist was unable to complete the comeback, falling in 5. Nick Markham, 7 News.
That's all from me for now, Sue. I'll be back at 6 with more sport.
Thanks, Ryan. Warming up for the weekend. I'll have the weather details after the break.
This is where WA starts the day.
A 7-year-old girl is being hailed a hero for saving her baby sister from a vicious dog attack.
If it's breaking in Perth,
these are pictures just in of the blaze.
You'll see it on Sunrise.
There were several gas bottles at the back of this property.
Positive breath tests from Hot Cross Buns. Local news, sport and weather live from Perth every 30 minutes.
That's why Sunrise is the best way to start your day in WA.
We were laughing, and then Cindy cried out to me. She said, "It's got me." We were pulled, and I put my hand out, and I felt the top of its head.
Her incredible survival story on Sunday night.
At Hogs, we take 18 hours to slow cook our tender, flame-grilled prime rib steak. Because you deserve it. Take a breath. Head to Hogs, Australia's steakhouse.
Live brighter with Beacon. Breeze into Australia's biggest fan sale now on at Beacon. With every single fan reduced, there's big savings on Australia's biggest range of fans. Rush in for stock take sale savings too. Sale ends next Monday.
Craft Decor's mega sale is now on. Main floor, bathroom and porcelain tiles up to 50% off. And for large orders, make us an offer. Craft Decor, Cannington, Joondalup, Mandurah, Osborne Park and South Fremantle. Craft Decor, best tiles, best prices.
Dreaming about your next holiday? Just nimble it. Get a flexible loan of up to $5,000. Money within the hour once confirmed.
Hello summer. The Outback Splash Water Slide Playground, the Plummet Slide, and introducing Octopus Bay. Meet a koala, get lost in the mazes, or just enjoy a barbie. Outback Splash at the Maze. Have a full day of fun.
In Australia, a staggering 1 in 6 children and young people live in a disadvantaged family. Without basic school supplies, they're more likely to drop out and continue to be disadvantaged for life. But you can help. This back to school, you can support disadvantaged students in Australia by making a donation to the Smith family at any Officeworks store or online. Help more children succeed at school through the Officeworks Back to School appeal. Officeworks, proudly supporting the Smith family.
New home, new look, new style. Want to install roller shutters and outdoor blinds to your home this summer? Don't wait. Call New Style Shutters today. Huge savings across our range of quality roller shutters and outdoor blinds. Hurry, our summer sale is now on.
This is where WA starts the day.
A 7-year-old girl is being hailed a hero for saving her baby sister from a vicious dog attack.
If it's breaking in Perth,
these are pictures just in of the blaze.
You'll see it on Sunrise.
Live from Perth every 30 minutes.
The best way to start your day in WA.
Good afternoon, it's Savannah here, checking in on your traffic, and your freeway southbound not looking pretty at all thanks to an earlier crash around Thomas Road. So it's backed up to Armidale Road and some more brake lights further back, Hay Street to Mill Point Road. Heading northbound, it's underpace Beelia to Periga Drive and on-off South Terrace to Reed Highway. With RAC Insurance, you get great member benefits like 10% off tickets at Aqua, so you can keep the kids entertained during the school holidays. Visit rac.com.au to find out more. There'll be more traffic tomorrow morning.
of Fuel Watch, Perth's petrol prices. Brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Checking the weather now, Perth reached a top of 26 degrees today. Looking at the national forecast, another scorcher for Canberra tomorrow, a stormy 40 degrees. But Adelaide has cooled down finally, and sunny and 33 for Sydney. And for Perth, it's heating up over the next few days. A sunny 32 degrees tomorrow. Very hot on Saturday, 39 the top. We'll reach a scorching 40 degrees on Sunday. It starts to cool down on Monday, Tuesday 29 and sunny, and a windy Wednesday, 25 the top. I'll see you with Rick, Sam and Ryan for 7 News at 6. Stay with us now for The Chase Australia.